Good morning to everyone. Welcome to Island Tea, a beautiful Monday morning. I just want to say apology for the late start, but we are here, we're ready, we're willing, and we have with us our officer. However, before we go into our segment, our traffic talk segment, we're going to take a short break, acknowledge our sponsors, and get back to you.
Found the Sound 98.9.
When it comes to the important things in life, your health, your education, your choice of a life partner, and of course your insurance provider, only the best will do. Caribbean Alliance Insurance is the only insurance company in the Eastern Caribbean with an A excellent rating. We have a robust 3-tier reinsurance strategy that protects our policyholders from multiple catastrophes, even if they occur in quick succession. We spread our risks over 18 territories, ensuring minimal impact to individual territories when a disaster strikes. We provide an excellent claims experience. Claim settlement is usually between 24 to 48 hours. Our A excellent rating means that you are more secure with us. Contact us for motor, property, marine, public liability, employer's liability, and other policies. Delisle Walwyn, people you can trust. Local agent for Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secured.
Be careful on the road. Don't make it an episode.
Good morning, we're back. We have this morning, we have Sergeant Henry, and we are live on Traffic Talk. Pleasant morning to everyone. How are you doing, Sergeant?
Good morning, Azard. I'm fine, thank you.
Yes. Yes. And so we're here with Traffic Talk with Sergeant Henry. And Sergeant Henry, could you tell us what we will be discussing this morning on the Traffic Talk?
We'll be discussing this morning traffic lights.
Seems like it's been over and over we've been discussing
Yes.
traffic lights.
Yes, and I don't mind doing it
Yes.
because I just like to educate the public, the motorists and the pedestrians on things that should and should not do.
Yes.
So this morning, traffic management is an essential part of a modern mobility, and traffic signals. Traffic signals help optimize the existing network in the best possible way. It monitors and controls various modes of traffic in order to avoid congestion and improve traffic. And we know 2008, some traffic lights were commissioned. And we have the Statute Rules and Order number 2 of 2018, Vehicles and Road Traffic Light Signal Regulation. And it states, number 3, traffic signal lights. Where color lights are lighted, arrows are used or an intersection to direct the movement of traffic or pedestrian. Only the color green, red, or yellow shall be used. We have 1. That's 1. Number 2, where a driver approaches an intersection and the traffic signal that is facing that driver is showing a circular green light, the driver shall proceed straight through the intersection or turn right or left unless there is a traffic sign prohibiting that turn or straight through movement. B, a green arrow, the driver shall turn in direction indicated by the signal. And we know we have about 4 arrows in these traffic lights. We have 1 at Bird Rock, we have 1 by Rams and Port Zante West. We have 1 by Social Security. So if you are approaching these and the arrow is not showing but you have a solid green light and there's no oncoming traffic, you can turn. Once there's no oncoming traffic, the driver who is turning can turn. But once there's oncoming traffic, the driver must stop until that arrow comes on. We also have a steady circular red light. The driver shall bring the vehicle to a stop or before he arrives at the limit line in that intersection. So if you see the amber, which is the yellow light on, you know, after amber is red, this doesn't give the driver the permission to speed up, because you might speed up and then the red light comes on. And then the same time the red light come on, the other driver have the green to go ahead. So this is telling you that the red is coming up. Drive with caution or stop, because you don't know when that red light is going to come on. And where a police officer or traffic warden enters an intersection for the purpose of controlling traffic, then the traffic warden or the police supersede that light. So if it is a green light, and as long as the officer steps into that intersection and she brings the traffic to a halt, you must stop, because the traffic warden or the police officer supersede that. So sometimes they might be in the road and then person will say, oh, why y'all don't come out of the road, y'all holding up the traffic. No, but the officer know why she or he gone into that point. Especially if there's a funeral procession. You know, you want it to move smoothly, so you go in and you stop the traffic and let the funeral comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we are having a lot of problem with person running the red light. It's an offense to run the red light. Remember I said in C of traffic signal lights, number 2C, a steady circular red light, the driver shall bring the vehicle to a stop at or before he arrives at the limit line in the intersection. So once the red light is solid, you bring your vehicle to a stop. We know after midnight, the lights just go flashing. So you're going to flash on red. You drive with caution. You drive like if no light were in being. If nothing was there. So if you're on the straight road, you go ahead. If you're coming out the intersection, you must look left and right to make sure nothing is proceeding. Then you go ahead. Also for the pedestrians, yes, we have crosswalks. And as long as you are by a light, you only use those crosswalks. You do not cross where there are no crosswalks. Yes, we're getting reports of the one down by KFC still. Yes, we block it out. It is not a crosswalk. You walk there and anything happen to you, you do it at your own risk. Yes, but this is not telling the drivers to run you off the road. Still give the person time and, you know.
As it relates to the use of the traffic lights here in St. Kitts and Nevis, you know, we had the traffic lights first commissioned some time back. And yes, and so since then we've been in use of those lights. And so we have, well, I know that for it to be a constant topic, a regular topic here on Traffic Talk, it means that persons would have been calling about the, you know, the ill use of these traffic lights. And so that is why Sergeant Henry is here, because persons continue to complain, saying that the lights, the persons who drive are using the lights incorrectly and without care for what is being displayed by the lights.
It also have in the regulation where it speaks to pedestrian. A pedestrian shall have the right of way whenever a traffic signal showing a steady walk sign or the diagram of a walking picture. So once the steady walk or the sign comes up, that pedestrian have the right of way. You walk across. Yes, some persons cannot walk as fast as others. So as long as the person is on the crosswalk going over and the green light come on, the driver should still wait until the person complete that walk. Yes, I know some people just take their time, but you have elderly persons. You also have persons who are disabled. And I'm getting reports from disabled persons saying they're on the crosswalk and people are going to honk the horn on them. You do not honk your horn on somebody on the walkway. God forbid, the person is on the walkway going across and you come across, you didn't hit the person with your vehicle, but you honk your horn and because of that, the person fell and get a broken foot. You'll be held accountable for that. There's a lawyer in here and he can test to that. Yes. So even you didn't hit the person with your vehicle and because of that, because you caused the accident of the person fell, that can cause some liability to you. I don't know if I'm right, but Azard can answer that for me.
Let's just say, please let us all be cautious when it comes to the use of the road and vehicles and pedestrians. Though I thought that a call was coming in. Oh, yes. Yes, so guys, persons who want to call in, it's 466-0989, 662-0989, 762-0989. Yeah, we're talking about traffic. We're talking about how it is here in St. Kitts and Nevis, our daily use of the traffic lights, and the complaints that have been registered by the traffic department, by other individuals who have complained that we are not using the lights, as we ought to. So,
Yes, we also have the traffic light at Birdwalk, which was commissioned last. And also have a slip lane on the left when you're going to Birdwalk. This is the area that you're going to take to go to Rams. That slip lane does not control by a traffic light. So you come up, you go on your left, and you proceed to go. But as long as you reach on the main road, you have to make sure that nothing is coming from the back of you or the rear of you, and then you proceed in the main lane. So you also give way to traffic when you come around that slip lane. But it does not control by a traffic light. So you don't have to wait. So if the light is on red, you're not going straight, or you're turning right, you can just use that slip lane and proceed into Rams, Rams Supermarket or Central Bank area. So that is what the slip lane is there for. You also have a pull-over shoulder when you're coming from Hobson's Enterprise on the left. This is not a slip lane. This is a pull-off for if anything happened to your vehicle, you stop and you do whatever, and then you go back into the main. You do not use it to go down into the main road. And some persons are using it, and that is wrong. That piece of road is not for persons to proceed. It's for you to pull off and correct whatever, or if you're letting off someone, you do it and then you go back into the main area and continue.
Okay.
There are also fines for persons who misuse the road as pedestrians. And once you do not use a crossing in the area of the traffic light, you will be fined. You can be summoned and taken before the magistrate, and you can pay up to $500 for this.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm told we have a call.
Yes.
Yes. Caller, you're live.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, officer.
Yeah, turn on your radio.
I noticed that
in the
a
back.
lot of people don't dim their lights at night. And I'm wondering if teachers ever take their students out when they're teaching them to drive in the night and show them how they should be dimming their lights for oncoming traffic. Hello?
That's a good observation.
Yes, I know some instructors say they take the learners at night. I don't know how many of them. I don't know what they teach them, but I know they usually take them out at nights.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they showed it for
Yes, but
big, yeah, because as the caller has indicated, sometimes, even myself, you driving and you realize that persons are coming towards you
you dim your light.
and they have on the brights. So yeah. You have to dim your lights as you approach other vehicles, because it could lead to that blinding
Accident,
effect.
yes.
Yeah, that you're not able to see properly. So something we all have to be mindful of, because sometimes when we're driving, we might be in a dark area and
So you
it's
put
only
on your
also you
bright,
put on
yeah.
your brights.
But as soon as oncoming traffic is
Yeah.
coming, you dim.
Yes. Something, because we have to be our brother's keeper as well, because we want to make sure that we are not obstructing them or creating a situation where they cannot see clearly the road ahead of them.
And that's why we have to drive with consideration for other road users.
We were talking about the fines now.
Yes, for someone who walk across the road and not using the crosswalk by the traffic lights, once you're charged and you go before the magistrate, you can be fined up to $500. And we classify that as jaywalking. So a person who is crossing by rams, desist from doing such. Because you never see a vehicle up in the hospital bed. So, yes, you never see one up there.
It's true.
All you see is persons, pedestrian,
Yeah.
or persons up there lying down.
Yeah, we have to be so careful, especially with the number of traffic accidents that we have seen. The increase, it's alarming, to
And
say the least.
We already have so many fatalities for the year.
Yes, too many persons have lost their lives from, the effects of I don't want to say reckless driving or whatever, but from accidents that may have been prevented had cautions and safety regards been adhered. Safety regulations be adhered to. Yeah, we have a caller. Caller, you live on Island T.
Hey, good morning, Azard.
Hey. Good morning. Yes, I went to judge the Culturama. It was the talented youth, Mr. and Mrs. And that was a late show. And to get the boat back over, we all came back pretty.
Well, could you sleep?
Yeah.
What is wrong in sleeping in Nevis, all of you Kittijan?
Yes.
What is wrong in sleeping in Nevis?
We like
You are taking
our
risk in your
beds.
life and
Yes.
coming over.
Yes.
Anyway, good morning.
Good morning.
Officer.
Good
Yes.
morning.
Yeah, I've been listening to some Nevis stations, and I heard some people were complaining about the omnibuses in Nevis still have on the colored lights. We talk about the different colored lights on the vehicle,
Yes.
and people can't see. So is the traffic department in Nevis given the same instruction like those in St. Kitts?
Yes, they do. But what kind of colored light? The headlights or in the grill?
I think they said they have some lights in the front, different color, red and yellow, whatever.
Well, for us down here, we have them. The bus drivers have them in the grill, and this is to alert the pedestrian or the persons who are catching buses to the area that these buses go. So I don't know if it's the same.
When they park up, they use them,
When they park up where?
like in the ferry terminal or someplace.
No.
Use them?
When they're driving to go to the destination. So if I'm on the road waiting to catch a bus, and for instance, I see a green, the green might tell me I'm going as far as Sandy Point. So it's a Sandy Point bus.
Would they have a meaning?
Yes, caller.
Or where you live in Bastille.
Yes.
The next thing, now people traditionally cross anywhere in the circus. Can you get a ticket for jaywalking in there? Because the light is just to the foot of the street.
Well, I know crossing the circus, you must walk on the edge, like going around by the
Yeah,
bank.
kind of there's a
Yes,
sidewalk. But
yes.
traditionally, we don't use it.
Well, that is the correct way of using that area.
So
But you
where
know,
can you
person-
get a ticket for jaywalking?
By
Where
the,
in
the
circus
traffic
area?
lights. The traffic lights.
So if you want to go to the bank to get one,
Pardon?
if you're on the side by the square and you want to go into Bank and Nevis, you get it, and you cross the road to get one.
If you're on the square. No, because it doesn't have a traffic light down there. The traffic light is by the museum.
Right. It isn't the foot of the street.
Yes. But it's a
Well, the bank is
square.
on the corner. So I'm saying, suppose you come from Amsterdam, you come around the corner,
Uh-huh.
and you want to get to the bank on the other side of the road, and you cross. Maybe nothing coming. You could get a ticket still.
Yes, once an officer see you, yes. Because I have a crosswalk there.
Now,
Yeah.
the next thing is the school children, because I know when I could see, school children tend to ignore. They come down in a crowd, lunchtime, and they don't care. They just, once one person put the foot over, everybody follow. Well, has the traffic department ever gone to the high schools and the schools around the area with their lights to inform the children directly how to use the lights?
I can't say, but I know once ago when I used to direct traffic down there, because remember before we get the lights, he had officers directing the traffic. And I will tell the children, wait until I stop the traffic and tell you cross.
Yeah, but I've seen some of them, they just ignore the people and walk
Yes.
across, you know.
I know. Even by the schools when you cross in, and you tell them wait, they say, oh, I don't have time to wait, and they just continue.
So I was wondering if it wouldn't be a good idea to go to the school directly. So they'll have no excuse. All right then. Have a
Yes,
good
we
day.
can take that. But and remember you called about the cane some time ago?
Oh, yes.
Yes, I was talking to someone from the Disabled Association, and I think they tell me some guy might know about them. So I will have him come on one of these days with me and explain.
Yeah, and a gentleman called me, said in Trinidad, what they do, he said once the disabled person put their hand on the other person's shoulder that they're walking with,
Uh-huh.
the traffic comes automatically to a stop.
Yes.
But in some cases, you may be crossing by yourself.
Uh-huh.
Right now in Barbados, my daughter said the cane gives you direction once, and you could check it out. So maybe different countries. But in St. Kitts, we don't seem to have any respect for the cane.
Yes,
So
I
you
know.
did sometime I down there nearly 5 minutes, you know, the bus park on the other side of the road by Jerrywana shop.
Yes.
And everybody flying across. And the bus have on the lights so that they know. And they see the bus. You know, I think they're very inconsiderate.
Yes, I know.
So I was saying maybe, you know, on one of your shows, I just say, what's my name again, boy? My name is Mr. Hull.
Yes, but he usually call in, I know. He tell me
Right,
one time
he was
and
telling
his
me
wife.
about how it is done in
Yes.
Trinidad.
Uh-huh.
But in Barbados, they use two canes, one green and white and one all white. Green and white mean your partial eyesight.
Uh-huh.
And the white mean you're totally blind.
Oh, wow.
So maybe our leaders, our drivers need to know. Because they wouldn't see many, eh?
Yes.
May Rockcliffe, if I'm Guyana, could tell you how it is done. Because he knows that one time somebody reversed into him.
Oh, wow.
You know, they totally ignore you. And with the lights again, I am glad you said that if anybody gets hit when they're crossing, it becomes an offense.
Yes.
Because we have a number of disabled people who use what is called a roller. Rolex or whatever, Rolexa.
Uh-huh.
You know, the one that they push.
Yes.
And of course, they can't walk fast. They're always caught with the light changing. And people still insist on coming out on them.
Yeah.
Yes.
As you said, if they frighten the people and they fall. With another one, he does not use cane and thing, you know, but he's a bit so intellectually, right? Disability. And he tell me he trembles when he coming down by the memorial, right? You know, it's a kind of hard to cross to get into the street by the school. Unless you come down on the side by the university center, then you could come around the curve.
Yes.
But if you come on the side by the memorial, he said he does tremble because one day he said he was trying to cross, and one of them tell him, "Boy, you get your mum yourself out of the road, move out the road." He said, the busman went on so bad with him.
Wow.
He just trembled. And then he coming down there and he has to cross. So our drivers need to be more considerate.
Yes.
Because some people have sight, even older people with difficulty. They may not say they're blind or they're half blind, but the way they are walking and stepping, you could see. So once they step across the thing, give them time.
Yes, to complete.
Yeah, but I'm glad you said it, they knock them down because it is disgusting.
Not only knock them down, if you find the person and the person fell and something
Yeah,
happened to
because
that
this one
person.
says he just tremble. He says he just come in grandmother. I just tremble, I just tremble when I coming down there because he has to come down from Trafalgar. And just to cross it, would you want to tell me you can't give the person a chance? Give them a chance. Because many people disabled today were young and strong,
Yes.
Young and strong, you get a stroke, you're disabled. So I am pleading on behalf of the children. Another thing up by Dr. Connor. There is a crossing guard too, right?
Yes.
And some vehicles still coming from the one behind.
And
Until
one
they
should
kill
not
somebody,
overtake
child.
by a crossing.
I just say, well, for heaven, if something stop in front of you, and it is a crossing ahead of you, and it's a school where you have disabled children, well, how long is it going to take them to keep you back? So when they come over the hill from the cemetery, I think they come to kill. So we're talking to the drivers on the road, look out for the disabled people, children, old people. You will live with regret. You know how many people go in prison for road accident? They could have been living their whole life.
We have a caller, Miss Henry, so we want to say thank you for your contribution. And we have another caller. Caller, you live.
Yeah, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you
Good morning
doing?
to the host.
Yes.
Good morning to the guests too as well.
Good
Yeah.
morning.
I just I got a minor. This is a minor question. Does a motorist have to stop for a pedestrian that's inside the crosswalk already, or they have to also stop for the pedestrian that's on the sidewalk still attempting to cross? That's my first question. And secondly, I noticed right where the pedestrian about to, like somebody that's disabled, blind or whatever, or partially blind. I noticed in the crosswalks, right as you're about to step off into the road, they have they're putting some bubbles, like spikes or whatever they call them, right as you're about to step off into the road. So somebody who has a cane and crossing, they know that they're about to step into the street. Are they going to do anything like that in St. Kitts and Nevis? And I listen off the air. Thanks a lot. I hope you understand what I mean. Those things they're putting on the ground right as you're about to step off into the street, so that the person who's disabled, they would know that they're about to step into the street. All right, thanks. I'll listen off the air.
Yes. Thank you, Carlo.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, you talk about someone in the crossing already. Once you're on a crosswalk, if it doesn't control by a traffic light, and the person is standing there waiting to cross, as long as they step down, the person want to cross, just stop and let the person cross. And if the person is already in the crosswalk, you wait until they complete it. So I am standing by a crosswalk, there is no light, no traffic light controlling that. So I step down, not into the road, I step down that I want to cross. The driver should stop and let the person cross. With the bubbles I can bring that forward to the persons and see what they will say. I don't know if they intend to do that, but I can bring up that with them, so that's.
So I know that it's the 9:01. You want to give us any parting words for this morning?
I just want to let the general public or the motorists, just remind them where the traffic lights are commissioned. We have College Street and Keon Street. We have 4th Street and Keon Street by Victoria Road. We have East Independence Square Street, We have Baker's Corner. So we have East Independence Street and Keon Street, Baker's Corner. We have Wellington Road in the vicinity of the gas station. We have Sandong Road and the Bay Road. We have Bay Road, vicinity of Sands Complex and Port Zante East. We have the corner of 4th Street and Bay Road, that's by the museum. We have Port Zante West and the Bay Road, that's in front of Ram Supermarket. And we have the Bay Road and College Street, this is by Social Security. And Birdwalk, which was commissioned last. So these are all the areas where the traffic lights are commissioned. So when you're driving, make sure you drive with consideration for other road users. And also, make sure you let the disabled person cross freely. Because we can go sleep tonight and God forbid, we wake up disabled tomorrow. So let's look out for them. Thank you.
Thank you. I want to say thank you, Sergeant Henry, for being here on the program this morning. Always a pleasure to have you, and always a pleasure to be speaking with you as it relates to the traffic here in St. Kitts and Nevis. So I want to say have a good day.
Especially those who love to break traffic laws. I have seen what speed can do. Here I am to your rescue to help you to live. Just take this advice I give.
When it comes to the important things in life, your health, your education, your choice of a life partner, and of course your insurance provider, only the best will do. Caribbean Alliance Insurance is the only insurance company in the Eastern Caribbean with an A excellent rating. We have a robust 3-tier reinsurance strategy that protects our policyholders from multiple catastrophes, even if they occur in quick succession. We spread our risks over 18 territories, ensuring minimal impact to individual territories when a disaster strikes. We provide an excellent claims experience. Claim settlement is usually between 24 to 48 hours. Our A excellent rating means that you are more secure with us. Contact us for motor, property, marine, public liability, employer's liability, and other policies. Dalil Walwyn, people you can trust. Local agent for Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secured.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is WIN FM.
Get ready for the biggest sales event of the year. It's the Horsewood Furniture and Appliances major sales event, where we're slashing prices by 20% off on all major appliances. Are you looking for amazing deals on refrigerators, stoves, large appliances, washing machines, and even microwaves? Well, look no further. From the latest models to top brands, Horsewood Furniture and Appliances has it all at unbeatable prices. Whether you're upgrading your kitchen or replacing old appliances, this is the perfect opportunity to get major savings and save big. These deals won't last forever. This is a limited time opportunity to snag the appliance of your dreams at 20% off and get double cashback coupons with every purchase. Don't miss out. The Horsewood Furniture and Appliances major appliances sales event, where quality meets affordability. Don't miss out on the biggest discounts on refrigerators, stoves, large appliances, washing machines, and microwaves. Hurry in today and make your home a major delight. Major savings, major discounts, 20% off on major appliances, plus double cashback for free groceries. Happening now at Horsewood Furniture and Appliances. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
Caribbean tourism is dead in the water and wholly dependent on what's next in the United States, Europe, and Canada.
Global cases have now passed 13 million just 5 days after we hit the 12 million mark.
In Jamaica, residents of the parish of Hanover are in shock over the brutal slaying of 6 family members on Thursday night.
Chauvin had his knee on Mr. Floyd's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds in total.
It's too much. It's too...
The news does not always have to be about this. There's a lot of good news, good stories, good people, good ideas to talk about. So listen up on Thursdays to Only Good News with your host, Enoite Inanga, from 7 to 8 p.m. It's going to be only good news for 1 hour, where we will share good news from stories and people, locally, regionally, and all over the world. And there's more. You will get to hear from people telling their stories of success, breakthroughs, and perseverance as we feature a special guest each week. It's Only Good News, and it's happening this Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. right after after the, regular news. Only good news on WinFM 98.9 and WinFM.com.
Find a way to spend your time in positivity. Hey, hey. Live it later. Take it later. Every girl over the real, wire, wheels. Ta-da! Whoa, na-na-na. Your boss are blue. You know what to make the girl go. Sit up high. Right now. Ladies from the line, fellows fall behind. Set up for the wine, back it up, don't waste no time. Drift to the left and slide, drift to the right and slide, drift to the left and slide, drift to the right and slide. The way me dance the style, you got the mastermind. Sensational design, got me love the way you grind. Drift to the left and slide, drift to the right and slide, drift to the left and slide, drift to the right and slide. How about you balance the thing and make it roll? Get it on your waist and take control. So we make the rhythm touch your soul. So put your head to the ground, rear up, and make we turn up in ya. Yes, yes. Watch now. Yes, look, and make we turn up in ya. Just shake it fast, just shake it fast, yeah. Just shake it fast. Make the guy them make it last. Just shake it fast, yeah.
Good morning. Welcome back to Island Tea. I have on the line Senator Gavaya. Senator Gavaya is a senator in Antigua and Barbuda. You know, it's Antigua and Barbuda, their carnival. And this evening, we have the Miss Jay-Z's Queen Pageant. Senator Gavaya? Okay. Yes, we are trying. We are to have her on Zoom. So once we get the technical, once we get it done, you know how it is with technology. So we're trying to have a Zoom call. Yes. So we know that there was some bit of a difficulty getting her in terms of the connection. So we anticipate our discussion. And good day, Senator. Just yes. So yeah. I think we might have a okay. Yes. So we have the Miss Jay-Z's pageant this evening. We know that St. Kitts Nevis currently is the reigning Miss Nichols. She's the reigning queen from St. Kitts Nevis. St. Kitts Nevis won the competition the last year, and so we have our representative competing this year, Miss Gishad, who is the National Carnival Queen. And so preparations are being made as we speak for the hosting of that pageant. I'm told that they're having rehearsals as we speak, right there to get everything on the way. We are to have a conversation with the senator, one in charge or one who is a part of the team on the JC. So, but because of so many technical difficulties, we have not had a discussion. Senator, if you have on mute, we are asking you to take off the mute so we could hear from you.
Good morning.
Yes, yes. So we were wondering what was happening. Yes. Good morning. How are you doing?
I am doing good. Thank you so very much.
So yes, this evening is the Jay-Z's Queen Pageant. You know, we are a number of contestants from across the Caribbean will be participating to capture the crown. As I said before, St. Kitts Nevis, based on the last competition last year, captured the crown, and so we have St. Kitts Nevis participating and other Caribbean countries this evening. How has the preparations been?
Oh, the preparations has been quite tedious, but I can say that the girls are well prepared. We have 9 delegates who are participating in the JC Screen Show, which falls a part of the Antigua Carnival schedule. It has been for the past 60 years. Of course, the Antigua and Barbuda Festivals Commission, has given JCI as an organization the opportunity to host a Queen Show during the Carnival festivities that is managed by JCI Antigua, of course, in partnership with many stakeholders. So there are 9 girls tonight. Delegate number 1 would be Miss St. Lucia. Delegate number 2 is Miss British Virgin Islands. Delegate number 3 is Antigua and Barbuda. Delegate number 4 is Montserrat. Delegate number 5 is Miss Haiti. Delegate number 6 is Miss St. Kitts and Nevis. Delegate number 7 is Miss Dominica. Delegate number 8 is Miss United States Virgin Islands. And delegate number 9 is St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Yes, wonderful. So, all 9 participating countries. And could you tell us how has the preparation been for the girls, for the young ladies who are participating? What are some of the activities that they will have been a part of?
Okay, so of course they had the official welcome brunch sponsored by Sandals Grand Antigua, where the delegates would have picked their numbers. We also saw remarks from the Minister of Education, Sports and Creative Industries, along with other sponsors. And then on Friday, because the girls are only here for 3 days in terms of the activities, we know how regional travel is, unfortunately. And then on Friday, of course, they visited sponsors. They had a little tour across Antigua and Barbuda. They also had the opportunity to go on the various media houses across Antigua. Then Saturday morning, they had a circumnavigation, and then they had practice. Yesterday, they had practice, and of course, you have to give the girls rest and relaxation. And this morning is preparation at the Antigua Recreation Grounds, where the girls, some are there now, and the others will be there soon. And tonight is showtime. And then we bid farewell to the lovely delegates tomorrow and throughout the rest of the week. Of course, T23.
Yes. Okay, sounds like such a packed schedule, but one that encompasses experience for the young ladies. For those interested in viewing the show this evening, what are some of the avenues in which one can view?
Well, definitely our local television station, the Antigua Broadcasting Service, ABS, will be sharing the show live. We'll be streaming the show live. So if you just like the Antigua Barbuda Broadcasting Services ABS page, you will be able to follow the show from there.
Okay.
Of course, there's no cost associated with that, but as an organization, JCI, I'm sure they're willing to accept donations.
Yes. I want to say thank you. I know you're very busy, especially today being the hosting of the Jay-Z's Queen Pageant. I want to say thank you for giving us the opportunity, even if it's 5 minutes, to speak with you and to get some insights as to how preparations are going and what we will need to do if we're interested in watching the show.
No problem.
Yes. Thank you, Senator. Have a wonderful day. So there you have it. We will be participating in that pageant through the person of Miss Gishad, our reigning national carnival queen. And of course, the last hosting of that pageant, we had Miss Nichols, who was adjudged the winner. And she would have, dominated that competition. And so, it's an opportunity, for St. Kitts and Nevis to again win that show this evening. And of course, if we do win, then it'll be a back-to-back. Sometimes these back-to-backs are had to do because in competition, you're always trying to make sure. Yes, so we're going to see how it goes, and how the competition goes. Of course, we wish our representative well as she showcases her talent, her poise, her intelligence, and of course showcase what a taste of what St. Kitts and Nevis has to offer. We're going to take a short break and get back.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9 Win FM.
The biggest party in sport is back for 2023. And the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots will need your support at Warner Park. CPL will be bigger, better and louder than ever before. And this year, the Patriots are ready to bounce back and claim the title once again. The games are between the 23rd and 27th of August. Get your tickets now at cplt20.com. Join the party. Experience cricket played louder.
This is the official invitation to the Conscious Party.
Get conscious, get down to business every Wednesday with Conscious Business. Join the Conscious Musical Reasoning with Select the Highest, strictly positive and conscious music on Conscious Business on WinFM 98.9, winfm.com. Vibes include Business Education Corner, Business Quote of the Day, Agriculture Time, and Mama Love Track of the Day.
Mama, I don't ever want to see you cry.
Conscious Business is brought to you by Light New Steam Cleaning. You too can get exposure and awareness for your business when you call WinFM's sales department to advertise here. Conscious Business is positive growth.
Caribbean tourism is dead in the water and wholly dependent on what's next in the United States, Europe, and Canada.
Global cases have now passed 13 million just 5 days after we hit the 12 million mark.
In Jamaica, residents of the parish of Hanover are in shock over the brutal slaying of 6 family members on Thursday night.
Chauvin had his knee on Mr. Floyd's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds in total.
It's too much. It's too...
The news does not always have to be about this. There's a lot of good news, good stories, good people, good ideas to talk about. So listen up on Thursdays to Only Good News with your host, Enoite Inanga, from 7 to 8 p.m. It's going to be only good news for 1 hour, where we will share good news from stories and people, locally, regionally, and all over the world. And there's more. You will get to hear from people telling their stories of success, breakthroughs, and perseverance as we feature a special guest each week. It's Only Good News, and it's happening this Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. right after the, regular news. Only Good News on WinFM 98.9 and winfm.com.
Try to find a way to spend your time in positivity.
St. Kitts and Nevis listens to
Win FM 98.9.
Win FM 98.9.
And we're back to Island Tea. So, based on an article that I'm seeing, and it's 24 hours ago, it says police probe suspected drowning of 8-year-old boy in St. Kitts. It says an investigation has been launched into the suspected drowning of an 8-year-old boy at a guest house on St. Kitts. The Royal St. Kitts and Nevis Police Force reported that the boy was at Willet's Great House in St. Paul's when the incident occurred. No further details were released by the police. Yes, so again, tragedy. Condolences to the family of that young man, that little boy, family and friends. I saw it on the Loop News, but I don't think I've seen any information basically circulated on the social media or anything like that as it relates to the incident. But it's here on the Loop News, I want to say condolences, sympathy, who are running programs, seeing kids since back in the 1980s and so forth. And they continue to do so in a way that meets the approval of the international agencies, government, and so forth, the opposition leader said. When you see someone quoting and indicating, as a benchmark, saying it's a Nevis for the good practice, that sounds good at least, because he says he is saying it's a Nevis back in the 1980s and so forth, and continue to do so in a way that meets the approval of the international agencies. He go on to say that the NDP administration would implement a model that is open and transparent and subject, because we understand that if you don't have a program of that nature and you don't manage it properly, you're basically just ensuring that it's short term. He's saying that if you do have callers, if you have any views on this, the St. Vincent and the Grenadines currently doesn't have a CBI program. There's much talk about the CBI programs within the Caribbean, and that's the opposition leader in St. Vincent and the Grenadines advocating, and also saying that if his party were to assume power in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the CBI program would be something that they would implement. It's carnival in Antigua and Barbuda, and we have a lot of carnival revelers, persons who enjoy, the carnival experience. I have seen an article on Loop News. It says Carnival Essentials You Never Knew You Needed. Carnival Essentials You Never Knew You Needed. So it says playing mass is one of the most exciting parts of Carnival, but a truly enjoyable experience depends on your preparation. And it goes on to list 10 Carnival must-haves that probably you never knew you needed. So there is a list of 10. Jamster, there are 10 things. Have you ever been to Carnival? Have you ever played mass? Says no. Okay, you've seen mass being played though. So he says yes. So give me one thing that you think would be necessary if you are to play mass. Alcohol. Okay. So they said if you're playing mass, based on the article, it says that I guess this is for the women, the makeup blotting paper, or oil absorbing sheets. So they said that the unnecessary shine of an oily face can ruin a good photo opportunity, and while reveling, sweat and oil could completely ruin your makeup. And so they're saying that most persons are drinking, and they're drinking the alcohol, and some are even using drugs. Many persons go overboard, and predators or other criminals tend to lurk around waiting for an opportunity to take advantage of someone. Instead of carrying weapons, a good pepper spray would be useful, especially for women. Number 7, tissue or wipes. You will be on the road for hours. At some point, you will need to relieve yourself, and bathrooms are full or out of tissue. It is useful to have your own. Number 8, mini fan. These have become quite popular in the Caribbean for fete goers. They are cheap and effective when the heat becomes unbearable. Number 9, hangover relief meds. Studies show that even a little amount of alcohol can decrease vitamin B12 absorption by about 5 to 6%. Taking vitamin B12 supplements before and after drinking alcohol may help replenish the amount of this essential nutrient in your body and allow it to recover faster from a hangover. Number 10 is electrolyte package. Electrolytes help replenish the nutrients, minerals, and fuels that you lose when you sweat like a maniac, thus giving your body a boost of energy to perform substantially at a higher level or even more. It ensures that you don't pop down. So get your electrolytes. Get your hangover meds, your mini fan, your tissues or wipes, your pepper spray, your mini sunscreen, your your shoes and soles, your numbing cream or spray, your portable mobile charger, and your oil absorbing sheet. So those are some tips for those persons on the road. I'm sure many persons already practice this, but for the perhaps new persons who might be thinking about joining a troop or engaging in the carnival on the road, those are some things to consider. Yes. So I'm going to take a short break and get back.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
So who you left the kids with tonight? Nobody. They're big enough to take care of themselves. Girl, you mad? Junior only 7 years old. And suppose something happened to the baby while you're out here? My mother was leaving me home by myself since I'm 5. He can handle it. Nothing gonna happen. This don't feel right. Call and check on them. Look, I work hard all week. I deserve this break. Besides, they're good. Hello?
Leaving underage children at home by themselves is child neglect. Need support? See if another family member or a trusted neighbor can help. This message brought to you by UNICEF, UKAID, Crime Stoppers, and this station.
The climate change crisis is already making millions of people sick and jeopardizing lives. But for us in the Caribbean, young people are among the most vulnerable. Our future is at risk. Taking action now can lead to huge health benefits. The I Deserve a Better Climate for My Health campaign will spotlight real issues from real young people in the Caribbean and give youths a platform to contribute to the solutions for climate change and health. You are not too young to inspire climate and health action.
So just for a recap, I want. We have a caller. Caller, you're live on Island T. Caller, you can call back. Yes. So last evening, Jamster, in Nevis there was the Mr. and Miss Talented Youth Competition where you had 7 schools participating. You have a caller on the line? Oh, caller, you're live.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's me again.
Yes.
Good morning, Jamster. I'm to Candisie.
Oh, she had to deal with some business, so she would be not on the program for some days.
Oh, and it's the one about with Inanga coming back, really coming back on?
Say that again?
Only good news. Is it really coming back on? I used to listen to it religiously.
What's that?
Only
good news. Oh, yeah.
I heard them advertising ask Jam, so is it going to actually come back on?
Yeah, he said yes. He said it started last week, Thursday.
Oh, I missed it.
Yes. So you're going to
anyway,
get...
so we'll come back in anger. Quite a good program. Now, this, have you heard Honorable Dwight Astaban's commentary?
Which one?
The one for this week, Wednesday.
You mean the one on the CBI or the one on the food?
That one.
Oh, yes. We actually played it a bit last week, I think.
Oh, because I tuned in on Freedom yesterday, but I tuned in late, so I only got a part of it.
Yeah.
Because I really don't get the gist of his comment.
Uh-huh.
Because now politics is a funny thing in this country, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody invent the same thing. Now, talking about the first time it was introduced, is far different to the 2006 one. Far different. In the first one, we got investment on the ground. They from 2006, and he was in India until 2008. So he knows. They had introduced whereby you could get it by making a contribution. Voluntary, yeah? And the comments like, when it was one start and making assumptions. And somebody asked, did Dr. Simmons anticipate or foresaw what we have now? The answer is no. It was not designed for that. But it was the easier way, and it was useful. The only problem is the misuse of it. And I see people trying to wipe their party slate clean. It is under that party that a lot of the things cropped up. And doctor just said, I had to do something. So how much did he have to do? Because pressure was already being born on Dr. Harris when he was here. Fix the thing.
Yeah.
You know? So people just trying, I really didn't get it.
Oh,
really didn't get it.
Based on your comments, it seemed to be used as a political football to throw blame.
And I realize when people in, it good. When they're out, it bad. And there is very little change. So because it almost closed down in 2015, he knows that. He also threatened to shut it down, send down the Secretary of State down here. The UK sent somebody to say we're going to shut it down until they clean it up. So the cleanup started after the government change. And everybody, even the method being used, whereas the former government gave access to the list of names to the US, UK, and I think Canada too. They were allowed to get the first view. So actually they were the ones approving who entered our scheme, is not so?
Yeah, that's... and I think Candy was indicating that last week as well, that they are the one who do the...
They gave the approval. If they say, look at that one there, no, not him. And that was opposed by the Labour government. One member, they want to think, and the same thing I heard, using this, Mr. Thing was saying, They want to, they jealous us. Those were direct comments made by somebody, I won't call the name, in defense of it. And Dr. Douglas should never do that. Well, isn't that the same thing they're doing now? If something has to be done, it has to be done. Right? Because if you either going to do or you all come out. Because you lack the power to defend yourself. So I don't quite understand. A lot of things happen because everybody pulling in people from the party. That is the biggest mistake in St. Kitts.
When you say
So
pulling
everybody
in,
go in and take the cut.
when you say
Take the cut on the Labour, they take the cut on the Unity, and they are taking the cut on the Labour again. It's just that people who are connected to the party pressure the party. They get most of the work, and then they are struggling lawyers. Are you into it yet?
oh no, I'm not into the CBI.
You're not interested?
It's not as, I mean, it's not as is, in order to get a license, it costs some money, you know. I think the registration.
I thought you just registered, man.
I think there's some fees that must be paid first, and that's just the registration fee. So yeah, it's
So I am saying, what we need to do, explain to the operators, because they are the ones doing the recruiting, and I chastised Dr. Joe on Saturday about not giving information. His response was his advisor tell him not to do it. I don't know if you heard it. He said, I want to tell the people, but my advisor said not yet. I tell you, in that case, people don't lose confidence if every question that the journalists ask are not answered.
Yes.
People lose confidence.
Well,
But he said he would like to do it, but he was advised not to. So but I am encouraging him. The Bible says, seek wisdom from God. While you have advisors, they can't direct you, they can only advise you. It is your responsibility to listen, analyze, and make the final decision.
So you said you asked him a question?
Huh?
You said you asked him a question? You asked him a question?
I asked him about it.
Oh.
What is the response why journalists can't get the thing from the banks? He said that the thing is finished. The forensic auditing was done. And they said the document is 193 pages. Several journalists can read. So it makes no sense to say about, 20 minutes missing in Development Bank. All these fake marriages and that kind of story. Well, you're holding up other people because, for example, someone was charged with the fake marriage story. How long do they have to wait for the case to be tried? Isn't there a limit?
Well, I mean, when it comes to a matter like that, it's within reasonable time. What reasonable time is one to
But
be
that's what I want
determined.
to know, because I suppose they cannot work at their trade while they're charged. Isn't that so?
Well,
You're a lawyer, you actually.
that's a good question. I mean, if you're charged, you're still innocent until proven guilty or otherwise, So
But does that allow you to do business in the court?
On the face of it, I can't say that maybe it does, because you still presume, unless you're supposed to be, unless it's something that would restrict your liberty in terms of, there are some offenses that, you'll have to be bailed in order to be released and stuff like that. Unless it's something like that, then I can't.
Because I'm saying to myself, how long must this person wait? If you got the evidence, you got the box full, you then carry the matter to court. Because until you do, I suppose people would be reluctant to take any business to that lawyer.
Yes. But yes, we have another caller. Oh, okay. Yeah. But yes. Caller, you're live on Island T.
Good morning.
Yes, Matt Mahan, how are you?
Yes, I'm all right. I wouldn't worry too much about what is to come out, the reports that are supposed to come from the CBI. The impression I got was that an audit was being done, not just currently how the current program is going, but it seems like it's going to be extended way back. And we should welcome that. I mean, it would be really good if we can get it from the start of the program. Because with all that money that was collected, I think the country should have been in a better position than it is. Okay? You know, more developed, we should have had less problems that we had. And it suggests that somewhere along the way, from the inception to now, there was some kind of mismanagement and bad policies, bad prioritization of in the use of the money. Okay, so it's good, you know, and I guess that's going to take some time, but it would be a good thing to do, right? And I hope at the end of it, we get a comprehensive report of exactly what happened under the CBI, okay? And I don't think if the Prime Minister did say that he wants to release the information, but he was advised against doing it just yet. We all know that if that information is released just before campaign season begins for the next general election, people are not going to take it seriously. It would seem a little bit too expedient to do it then. So I would hope that it will come very soon so that people can analyze and understand what went on, and the necessary adjustments are made to the program to make sure that it doesn't happen again. One interesting fact that came out of the Prime Minister's interview on Saturday was the fact that he said that on his travels, people have been asking him about the watch and shoes incident with the former Prime Minister. Okay? And I hope that whatever integrity laws and so on are there, that something like that cannot happen again. All right? That the Integrity Commission would be able to investigate and take action based on the reports that came in. All right? It was done in Antigua, which landed St. Michael in trouble for a while. The only reason it wasn't done here, of course, was because of the personality that was involved. I guess by then, in those times, it was untouchable. But we don't want our country's name to be tarnished with things like this, like these. And so I hope that the Attorney General was listening, and the legislation, the suite of legislation that he has brought forward would prevent things like that from happening again. Okay.
Okay. We have another caller. Caller?
Yeah, it's quite a good morning, Mr. McMahon. I appreciate what you said. It's interesting. He mentioned the watch and the shoes that were begged for.
Yes.
He forgot to say that the UK said that Dr. Harris did not accept any bribe. And that's the important thing, you know. Azard, Michael accepted. It is in the report, and no mention is made about the transfer of funds against the British law. That's an offense. And I have heard of cars. Maybe what they should do, the integrity thing, is to ask all those, but it starts from when? From April last year?
I think the integrity in public life.
Yes.
Yeah, it was commissioned sometime recently. Yeah, but
because I'm telling you, how many of them get? You have campaign financing. when these large sums are given to the party and to individuals, because that is what called pale pistoria, so this person give and that person give. We need to have campaign financing, because when I hear Dr. Joseph, well, he got to be ignorant of the facts. Because it's after the watch and the shoes was stopped by the now Minister of Foreign Affairs in the UK. You understand? And in the last 7 years, I mean, he's supposed to be more mature, because the truth is, there is no way of denying that the infrastructure in the country was developed. To a great extent, in the 7 years, I'm not any spokesman for anybody. I mean, you drive down the road, you see the light. You drive on the road, you see the road. Up to now, what the Monkey Road can do. And the Monkey Road is not an island main road. To say it is so long. And there is no guarantee to be done before December. You know? So, please, if you know that the history of the Farmer Labour Party is dirty, avoid trying things on people. Otherwise, if we can just go for memory lane, it serves no purpose.
Yeah.
We need to move on, you know. We need to correct, because Unity did wrong too. There's no getting around it. They did wrong too. And it's because of that why they are in. So his job is to correct what is wrong. Because you can't fool black people, you know. 20 million missing, and you can't say Reagan, and then kind of flimsy excuse.
At the
end
of the day,
marriages that start way back from 1995.
At the end of the day, I understand what you're saying too. It's always a constant. This person did this person did that, rather than saying.
They only drawing attention to the wrong of the past. That's all they do, you know.
The thing about it, we just saying correct it and let's move on. If someone has done wrong in the past,
wrong is wrong. Nobody. I don't care what PLP you be or Palmer Labour says here. You cannot support wrong. You political support cannot make it right. So when we throwing stones, be careful of the stones you throw.
Yes.
It does ricochet. All right then.
Thank you for your contribution. Yes. So we are, winding down on today. I want to highlight though, before the program comes to an end, the competition that was in Nevis last evening with the Mr. and Miss Talented Youth. 7 schools participated. It was really a very keenly contested competition. You have a caller. Caller, you're live on Island T.
Greetings.
Yes.
No call. I'm sorry to interrupt in the midst of that.
No problem. Go ahead. No problem.
The last month of July, we want to ask all July babies to full joy to the very ceiling, and we want to extend an advance Emancipation Day to all. Emancipation, when it happened, even though we don't see it now, but when it happened, it was quite a joy, The physical chains was removed somewhat, even though some extended to a time after that date. But it was quite an occasion, and we must always put ourselves as being our ancestors are us. We must always put ourselves in that vibes when Emancipation Day was upon us, Concerning the back and forth, the political back and forth, it ain't healing us, And I really do not like. I think you had expressed that sometime too.
Yes.
I really do like the way present administration, whoever, keep going back to past administrations, this and that and carry the other, instead of focusing on the job at hand and the job at hand, the task at hand. It is so big. We have so much things to do. Where we find time to keep digging up and keep going back and keep and it's not doing no good in terms of the healing we are in dire need of as a people.
Yeah. If we keep looking back at the door behind us, how are we going to move forward into the door that has been opened for us now?
When are we going to stop this foolishness as a people? It's West Minister style system, man. I tell you, man, and people who participate in it. It's shameful.
Yes.
It is shameful. Give thanks for the time. Blessed love.
Thank you, Elder. Thank you for your contribution. Yeah. Keep going back and keep reminding persons of the past. I think that we ought to push forward. Look at the future. Look at what is presently happening. Look at the fact that you are in government now and you can make some changes and you can make a difference. So just focus on making that difference and focus on pushing our country forward rather than always having to remind persons about things that have been done in the past. I mean, we're not to forget our past, but I mean, we can't constantly focus on it to the point that we neglect that there is opportunity now to make changes and to make changes as we go forward. We have another caller. Caller, you're live on Island T.
Good morning, Mr. Gumbs.
Good morning.
You know, I think Thursday the Prime Minister was on Freedom with EK. And I posed a question to him because he stated that to EK, he said to EK that he'd been repeating himself. And I said, well, by your own words, let us see words become action. You know?
Mm-hmm.
No, respectfully,
Yes.
you know, because he has been repetitive.
Yes.
And it's annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Mrs. Henry made a point that I think she said that the Prime Minister said he was advised. You know, a pattern seems to be developing where those who are vying to become leaders and politicians, they have all the answers, because I remember the Prime Minister saying before he became Prime Minister that every day people been calling him. Every day he been getting calls from people. But it seems like now that when they get these positions, there's a brain freeze. And in my opinion, Azard,
Yes.
it's appeared that our leaders just love to know they are going to Europe, on the continent and in the diaspora. And that is just what we are saying right now. We need to refrain. We need to pull back, and we need to lead. When would leaders start to lead? If you want to lead, your leading is to bring your people from one stage and to let your people elevate and move forward.
But
so
when
all that energy that they've been having before getting this Prime Minister position, what is happening before us now? I mean, we're hearing orange economy, green economy, and smart hospital, and these are, like he said, he's been repeating himself. And we're tired of this. I think what is becoming more attractive to our leaders is to hop on a plane and go to Europe. I mean, let us face the
there
fact
has
that
been
let us
there
call
has
these
been
things out.
complaints about complaints of that, people on the road, people on the streets. When you have conversations with persons, that is one of the concerns that they have.
We are paying attention to what is happening. You want to be a leader. What you want to lead for? To lead in the. Let me see how I'm trying to put this, Mr. Gumbs. Lead by following your oppressor, because it seems like that is more attractive than bringing your people to a standard of living, and then always complain about, well, the farmer administration left this, and I mean, this is what we vote for to go forward. It is annoying. You know, we need to move away from that, Mr. Gumbs.
And I mean, when I heard there was a split in the awards in terms of the number of awards won, Elizabeth Pemberton Primary won both the best speech and best formal prince and princess wear, whereas the Montezuma Academy, the first runner-up, won Best Performing Talent and Best Creative Wear. So kudos to the organizers. I wish the Culture Armor well as they continue to have the activities, and you know, as we look forward to other activities that will be held by them. A pleasant morning to everybody. Wish that everyone enjoys his or her day today, and if they are doing so, continue to do so, you know. See you tomorrow, another edition, Island Tea.
Fruit full of vitamin thing. Real fruit juice, no full of vitamin. Pop open the goodness, just dive in.